Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm super excited for today's video. I'm finally filming my full face of e.l.f. makeup. This is something I wanted to do for a while, but I was missing some products, so I have everything. At least I think I have everything that I'm going to need for a full face. I went through the list several times, and it seems that I should be covered. The only thing I'll be using today that is not e.l.f. is my lash glue. It's the Kiss brand, so that's the only thing. Everything else will be e.l.f. And I do have some new products I haven't tried yet, so some of this will be like a little bit of a first impression too. And then obviously the things that I have are in my collection already and things that I love. So yeah. Alright, I'm going to start off by priming my eyes, and I'm just going to use the concealer. And this is in the shade Fair. I have not used this. This will be the first time. So hopefully it works out okay. And I did get the e.l.f. sponge just for the heck of it, but it is so dense. This is wet and it's still very dense. I'm going to try it out just for the heck of it, but probably not going to be my favorite thing. I like the one that I got in my Ipsy bag, even though it's a little bit firmer. But yeah, this one's really firm, so I may end up switching to one of my other sponges to do my foundation. We'll see. Because this is really hard. Okay. So concealer isn't really like a lot of full coverage, but I'm okay with that. But yeah, that's what. But anyway, I'm going to go into this HD setting powder. This is also new. I haven't tried this. I'm going to peel the little thing off here. I feel like I've not heard the best things about this powder, so we'll see. Maybe that like it has a white cast or something, but we will find out. So I'm just going to take some of that. I'm going to use the little mirror in my new little eyeshadow palette. So yeah, we're just going to set that down. It feels really soft. Whew. It's definitely powdery because it's very finely milled, which I like. A lot like the Airspun powder. Ooh, it feels really nice. Okay, so far definitely not mad at that, but that is just setting my eyes. So now we're going to get into the eyeshadow. And this is something that you all heard me talk about. This is the e.l.f. Mad for Matte eyeshadow palette, and I love it. So we're just going to do kind of a simple look today. Get my brushes over here. Okay, so I'm going to go into like this light pinky shade right here, the second shade. And I'm just going to place that all over my lid up to the brow bone. Just kind of like a vanilla shade. It does have a little bit of a pink tone. Okay. Now I'm going to go into this first shade. It's a little bit darker. And that is going to be my initial transition. Still very light, but gives me just a little bit of something up there to help some of the other colors blend. Like so. Okay, and now I'm going to start building my crease up a little bit. So I'm going to go into this shade right here. It's the 5th shade. So I'm going into a little bit of a fluffier crease brush. And I'm just going to start buffing that in the crease. Lightly. I have practice later today, and I'm going to me and my husband are going to meet a couple that's going to look at my car. I'm trying to sell my car so that I can get like a little minivan. I just really like minivans, and with like even though I only have 2 kids, like I personally don't have to have a minivan for myself, But me and my sister, we like to get out a lot during the summer, and we don't like to have to take separate cars. So between me and my kids and her kids, we can't fit in our current cars once Declan's born, obviously. I only have 11 days until my C-section when I'm filming this, so very, very soon he'll be here. And I have been having a lot of pain and contractions, like off and on, but I did the same thing with Gage, so I'm not rushing in because I don't want them to break my water prematurely, because I did have a C-section before. So I'm definitely open to having him naturally. I would prefer, but I don't want to go in too soon and push anything, because I know it can, you know, your risk of like uterine rupture, something, is higher once you've had a C-section. Well, I mean, it's a low risk, but still, I don't want to push anything. So I'm trying to hold out as long as I can. Now I'm going to go into this like deeper kind of brown shade. It's a little bit of a cooler tone. I prefer this side of the palette because it's warmer, and this side's a little bit cooler, but it's still a good, really good palette. It's not like overly cool. Like, I don't ever use this gray shade, but these I can work with. But anyway, I'm just going to deepen this outer corner a little bit, and then just barely buff this in the lower crease. This is not like an overly pigmented palette, but they blend so nicely, and they are buildable. So it's a very good, like a beginner palette even. But like even someone that loves makeup like I do, I can get a look I'm really, really happy with out of this palette. I really, really like it. So now I'm going to go into this new palette, this Velvet Touch eyeshadow palette in Island Breeze. This is what it looks like. And normally I would put down like some kind of a primer or glitter glue, something like that for my lid. But I don't have one with e.l.f. and I don't want to use the concealer, so I'm just going to do it on their own. So they may not be as pigmented as normally I would like, but we'll see. I haven't used this yet. I've just swatched it. I'm going in with this cranberry shade, and I'm going to put that all over the lid. Actually, they're kind of a creamy texture, like kind of almost like the ColourPop ones. They're kind of like a putty texture, really. You can press in and dent them. So it's actually going on pretty nice. These would actually make a good base for other eyeshadows. Like if you wanted to put these down and then stick something else on top, that would be something you could easily do with these. I'm going to take a little bit of this really pretty white shade, like a creamy white shade, and I'm just going to pat that right in the center, just to give it a little something something. So I do like this palette. It's not like blowing my socks off. Like, it's not as intense as like the ColourPop shadows, but I do like it. I'm going in with that dark shade again from the matte palette and deepening this outer corner. But no, I'll definitely use it, but I think I'll like it better once I can put like maybe a primer under it, or just use them as a base and then put shadows on top. I think they'd be really nice like that. But I do, like I said, I do like them as is. But I'm not like blown away, if that makes sense. Okay, now I'm going in with a product you all have seen me use 1,000 times, and that is my e.l.f. liquid liner. Y'all know I love this stuff. It's amazing. It's my go-to liner. I actually had to get this out of my hospital bag, because this is what I had packed for the hospital. For my tight line and inner corner, I'm going in with my go-to, which is the e.l.f. cream or gel. I don't know if they call it cream or gel, but it's like a little potted liner. And I'm just going to take that on an angled eyeliner brush, and I'm going to do my top line and go into this inner corner with it. I know you're hearing a train, but for my primer, I'm going in with the Lit From Within e.l.f. primer. Just kind of a moisturizing primer, but it does give you like a tackiness. It's not like, oh man, I had that red eyeshadow on me still. I didn't realize I had it on my finger. I'm a mess. Well, it'll rub away. Okay, so I'm going in with my Flawless Finish Foundation. Y'all know how I feel about this, so I'm not going to stay here long. I've been using this for a long time. Repurchased multiple times. I'm using the little stick because I've had it on the side, so it don't want to come out on the pump. I've got to come up with a better way to store my foundations to where I can store them standing up. Because laying them on their side doesn't work. Which most of my foundations, this is the only one I have with a pump right now. I do a lot of samples, so that's not a big deal. And then squeezy tubes ain't a big deal. But when it comes to that kind of bottle, it's hard to store. Okay, I'm going to try this sponge, so we'll see what the deal is with this. No, this ain't working. Like, I'm throwing this in the trash. This is crap. Do not buy this sponge. You can get something so much better for the same price, so no. Okay, so I wet my sponge from my Ipsy bag. I actually really love this sponge. The more I use it, the more I like it. It's getting softer the more I use it. And I don't know, it's just really nice. I love it. I added some more foundation because that one picked up all my product. Yeah, this is so much better. So much better. I'm going to try the concealer under my eyes. There's not much comes like out on the doe foot. I will say I'm not crazy about that. I wish a little bit more product would come out. I feel like I have to keep dipping. But I mean, that's not like a huge deal. Okay, so I just put it under my eyes and a little bit on my nose. And I'm just going to blend that out with my sponge. I actually really like the way that looks, like just initially. It's very like hydrating. But concealer is one of those things you kind of have to, you know, see how it wears throughout the day before you really give it a solid yay or nay. But just on initial application, I do like it. It's not like super full coverage. But y'all know how I am about that. I'm going to go back in with my finishing powder. And I'm just going to bake with my sponge under my eye. Just under my eye. I'm not going to say anything else yet. The e.l.f. Cream Blush in Soft Rose. I love this blush. And I'm just going to tap and put a little bit on each cheek with my finger. And then I'm just going to take my sponge and kind of blend it out. It blends out super easy. Now I'm going to take my setting powder. And I'm going to set the rest of my face. Okay, so I have my face set. I love the way it feels and looks. I'm hating this concealer. It's so dark under my eyes. I don't know if y'all can tell that, but it oxidized really bad and gave me a very not a good look. So I would pass on the concealer unless you can get a color that's light enough for you to where if it oxidizes, it's not going to be a problem. But this was the lightest shade, and it's just, I look like I've been punched in the face. So yeah, I don't like that at all. But I do really like this powder. So it's really soft. My skin feels soft. And yeah, I like it. So I don't know if it has like a major white cast or anything. And like I said, I'm really pale, so I can get away with these sometimes a little bit easier than other people. But the concealer is going to be a definite pass for me. Now I'm going to do my contour, and I have the e.l.f. contour kit, and it just says assorted, so I don't know if there's any other like options. But you have like a contour shade, a bronzer shade, like a peachy tone shade, and then like a highlighter. So yeah, I really like this. I've used it a lot, so I'm going to go into this darkest cool toned contour shade. and start carving out my cheeks. And now I'm going to take like this warmer, a little bit lighter bronzier shade with my bronzer brush and dip into there, and then I'm just going to kind of buff that around the perimeters of my face. So now for blush, I'm going to go with my Baked Blush in Rich Rose. You all know I really like this. I've used this a ton. For highlight, I do have the Baked Highlight in Moonlight Pearls. I'm not crazy about this. I mean, it's okay. And then I also have this one in the contour palette, which is the one I think I'm going to use, because I have used it before and actually really do like it. So yeah, I'm just going to use the highlight shade in here and just place that right on top of the cheekbones. Pomade in Espresso, and then the pencil. I think I'm actually going to use the pomade today. I'm going in with just a small angled eyebrow brush, and I'm going to fill in. I may just do a mix of the pomade and pencil just for the heck of it. But anyway, just going to fill in my brows ever so slightly. I think I'm going to go ahead and use my pencil a little bit too, just so y'all can see both. So I'm just going to kind of deepen them in a little bit. This is a more waxy formula, and it's really good to like kind of darken your brows, or my brows. So the pomade's more for like a softer look. If I want something a little bit more intense, I go in with the pencil. But now I'm going to go with some of my e.l.f. eyebrow gel. This is like a brow and eyelash, but I just use both for my brows. I can't tell the difference. It's just a clear gel on each side, so I don't even pay attention to which one I'm using. But it just kind of helps further spoolie them out, gives them a little bit of a feathery look, and helps just kind of hold them in place. I'm going back into the matte palette. And I'm going to take this warm shade here that I put in my crease, and we are going to buff that underneath. I'm going to take a little bit of this black on like a little flat side of my brush. I'm just going to apply that just ever so slightly to this outer portion. To go in with my e.l.f. gel liner again. And I'm going to fill in my waterline. And since I don't have a matte, not matte, but I have that one like cream shadow that I could use as an inner corner highlight, but I don't really want to use that. I want to use a powder. And since I didn't use my Moonlit Pearls highlight for my face, I will just pop that on this inner corner. Okay, so next I'm going to do my lashes and mascara, and I'm going to use the Luxe Lash Kit in Winged and Bold. I love the other lashes I've been wearing. I've worn them a couple times so far and love them. These are a little bit more dramatic, and I haven't tried them yet, so I thought they would be good for this. So I am using the Kiss Eyelash Glue like I said, so I didn't have an e.l.f. eyelash glue. But I'm going to go ahead and brush some glue on one of the eyelashes. So I'm just going to let that sit and get tacky. So while that is doing its thing, I'm going to go in with the Lash Extending Mascara. And I have not tried this, so this is another first impression. So let's just see. Very thick. It's kind of watery, which has been my experience with e.l.f. mascaras in the past. It's just they don't give you very much. It seems to be good for lengthening, like it's really lengthening them out there, and they're not clumping together at all, but it's not giving me any kind of volume. It's definitely better than the one I used before, I don't know if they still have that one or if this is like just reformulated or what. And it's definitely building up more. The other one was like putting black water on my eyelashes. Like it didn't do anything but make them look wet. So yeah, it's definitely better than that. And I could probably build it up. But it's definitely lengthening. I don't know if you can see that. It's just not extremely volumizing. It might be a good layering mascara though, like to go in with this to give you length. And then add some different mascara for volume. Okay, I'm going to put some on the bottom. Yeah, I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. I'm going to stick the false lash on now. That's really pretty. It's definitely more dramatic than the other one, but it's still like kind of feathery. It's not like too much, I don't think. I really like that. These are probably going to be something I keep. I'm into false lashes again. I go through phases, y'all know. So yeah, I really like the way that looks. So the mascara I'm not crazy about, but this lash is amazing. It's the Winged and Bold in the e.l.f. obviously. So yeah, I'm going to do this eye off camera because you all don't want to see all that. And then I'll be back to finish everything else up. Okay, so my eyes are done and I actually love the way my eye makeup looks today. I'm really happy with it. I love these lashes. You know, I love those brow products. I love the eyeliners. They're something that I always use. But I'm actually really impressed with the way the eyeshadow and stuff's looking. Like, I just love the look. And lashes make such a difference. Why do I ever get out of it? I don't know. The mascara, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Like, it's not something that I'm going to recommend, but I'm not going to like throw it away. I will use it. I think I'm going to like it better as it dries out a little bit and thickens up. And I think it'll be a good pairing mascara. So I don't hate it. I will continue to use it, but it's just not wonderful. But now I'm going to use the Illuminating Misting Set. I can't tell the difference between this and their regular misting set. There's no like glitter or anything like that in it, or shimmer. But I do like their misting set, so I'm just going to spray my face with that. It does have a strong mister, but that doesn't bother me. I like to really coat my face, so I'm just going to let that dry. But I do really like their setting sprays. It's just something simple, kind of gets the powderiness away. It doesn't like affect my makeup, like as far, it doesn't make it break up or anything like that. So for the price, I think their setting sprays are really good. And lastly, we are going to try out this lip pencil in Wine. So I'm excited to try this. I haven't actually tried these, but the formula seems like it's really nice. Okay, so I really like this. It's very pigmented. I didn't have to like layer or anything like that. I just put it on and it's there. It's not going to be anything that's like super long wearing. It's just like a typical cream lipstick. It's just like in like a pencil form. But yeah, I really like it. I love the color. I think it's really nice. And very, like I said, very creamy, very smooth, very pigmented. So for a few dollars, I think these are really great if you find a color that you really like. And I really like this color. Okay, so I absolutely love the way my makeup looks. Like, I don't think anything looks bad. My under eye is looking just a smidge dark. It wasn't so bad once I got my bronzer and everything on, but I will not be using the concealer again, at least not for under my eyes. Maybe for like if I have like need some spot treatment, but honestly, it's really not even full, like a full enough coverage for that. And that was with my foundation still being a little bit too dark too. So if I actually had foundation that matched my skin like perfectly, this would be way too dark. So I'm going to pass this on to one of my friends that has like a darker skin tone than I do to see if it works better for them. like, you know what I said about the mascara. I don't hate it. I don't love it. Love the lashes. I'm really happy with the eyeshadow, so I would actually recommend both palettes. You all know how I feel about the foundation. I love that foundation. I really, really liked that powder. And then everything else is stuff that I already had. So, you know, it's not like revolutionary. But this is a full face using nothing but e.l.f. products. And I honestly think I look pretty dang good today. So I'm actually really happy with the way my makeup turned out. And yeah, you can definitely get good makeup for a low price. And I'm definitely a fan of that because, you know, I don't have all this money to spend all the time. So yeah, I like the way everything looks. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any of these products and you like or dislike them, please comment down below. Give us your opinion. I'm always interested to see what other people have to say. So yeah, but that's the look. I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Oh, and the sponge. The sponge sucked. I threw it away. So don't get that. But other than that, that's everything. I love you guys. Bye.